Hello, and welcome to this very special edition of DomainVestors.tv. I'm your host, Morgan Linton, and we're going to be doing something that I don't think I've ever done before, which is, for the first time ever, and this is still experimental, so if it doesn't work, we'll have to see what happens, but for the first time ever, I am going to be stepping foot into a time machine and going back in time 2 years ago. Why am I doing this? Because it was actually 2 years and 1 week ago that I started this blog. So what I wanted to do is actually take you back in time and show you the Morgan of the past, Morgan from 2 years ago, and the things I thought and what I really felt that domaining was all about, and then we'll fast forward to the present and I'll let you know some of the lessons that I learned. Before I do that, I just want to say that this week I made a very special announcement on my blog. I've launched a brand new service, dnblogs.net. This is a service, it's kind of my way of giving back to the domaining blogging community, which I absolutely love. It's part of my everyday life, and for many of you, it's part of your everyday life as well. If I'm not writing my blog, I'm reading other people's blogs, and it's an incredible community. dnblogs.net is there to help domaining bloggers connect with other domaining bloggers, as well as connect with advertisers, so that you can focus on just writing great content rather than sending a million emails to other domaining bloggers and to advertisers. Doesn't mean you shouldn't be communicating with other bloggers, but the idea is I can take that burden off of your shoulders, put it on to my shoulders, or actually the shoulders of our very capable account managers here at dnblogs.net, and they will take care of all that stuff for you so you can get some great links on your site, some great sponsors, and in the end, focus on content so you can just write and enjoy all that domaining blogging has to offer. So it's time, guys. I'm going to step in to the time machine, and what you're going to see next is not really me. Well, it's me, but it's me from 2 years ago. And we'll see what Morgan from 2 years ago has to say. So, into the time machine I go. Whew! Well, hello everybody. This is Morgan from DomainFlipBlog.com, and let me tell you, I am really excited about domain names. I just started, well, to be honest with you, I didn't just start with domain names now. I've been building websites, and I have a degree in engineering, so I've done a lot with doing coding and scripting of domain names, and at any rate, after doing all that, I discovered this really cool blog, Conceptualist.com, and it's written by a guy who buys and sells domain names. Now, I got really inspired by this, so I've decided that I am going to start buying and selling domain names myself. Now, from everything I've read, it looks like I can make a lot of money doing this, and I'll probably be able to retire by the time I'm 30. So that's going to be great. So what am I going to do now? I'm going to flip domains, and I'm going to make some money. Domain flipping, it's got to be easy, right? Here's what I'm going to do. Here's my plan. What I'm going to do is I'm going to buy some domain names, which all I have to do is just register something that sounds really good, and I can put it on these services. Nobody knows these exist. There's services. One's called Sado, one is called Afternic, and there's another one called Snapnames. Here's all I have to do. I buy a domain. Costs maybe $10, maybe $20. I don't even know what all of them cost yet, but I don't think any cost more than $30 or $40. And then I build a website on the domain. And since the names I'm buying are obviously going to be great names, then the website is going to get a lot of people coming to it, and I know a lot about SEO, so I can get them coming to it really no matter what the website's called. And then I put it on Sado and Afternic, and people just bid like crazy to buy the domain. It's great. And what I'm going to do is I've started this blog, and obviously I've named this a really good name. I got a great name for this blog. That's why it's DomainFlipBlog.com. Who could have thought of a better name for a blog? I know. Thank you. So, as you can tell, I'm a little bit excited, and that's because this is so cool. So what have I done? Well, I'm obviously one step ahead of even what I'm talking about right now, which is I've gone out and registered about 200 domain names. I spent about $2,000, and that is going to turn into $200,000, maybe $2 million. I don't know. The sky is the limit, but I will be taking all of you along for the adventure with me here at DomainFlipBlog.com, and my first flip is one I think is going to be great. It's a .mobi. These are the future. Think about it. Cellular phones, there's no way for them to browse the web. It's terrible, it's clunky. .mobi is the future, it's gonna be great. And I'm starting with frequentflyer.mobi. So sit back, relax, and get ready to watch my adventures in domain name flipping. All right, I'm back. Was he here? I can't even tell because I went into the time machine, and from what I thought, he was supposed to come, or I was supposed to come back out, the me from the past, while I was kind of sitting there somewhere in the space-time continuum, which is exhausting, I'll tell you. So what have I learned over the years? Well, when I started out, I thought that domaining was just the idea of buying a domain and then putting a website on it and just throwing it onto Sato and Afternic, and boom, it would sell. I really didn't know anything about domain value, domain pricing, how to target end users. These are things I've learned, and you know what? I've learned them the hard way, which I think really is the best way to learn, and I think that's how a lot of new domainers learn about the industry, and that's why we're fast forwarding now. It's 2 years from now, and I can say, wow, I made a lot of mistakes along the way to get here, and I am so glad I made those mistakes, because if I never made those mistakes, I never would have learned. So what are the 3 biggest lessons that I've learned along the way? The first lesson is one that I learned pretty quickly and has maintained true since the very beginning. I absolutely love this industry. I'm not going anywhere. This industry has been a profitable industry for me. I started my own business here. My blog is on fire thanks to all of you. I love it. So that's my first lesson. Great industry to be in. Best decision I've made in my life. Second lesson is selling domain names is not easy. Okay? It's not easy. It takes time, it takes energy, and it takes focus. You have to pick 1, 2, or 3 names maximum that you want to focus on selling, rather than trying to unload your entire portfolio. And the third thing that I learned is monetization is key. I've spent a lot of time learning how to actually get my domain names to generate revenue. And at first, it wasn't as easy as I thought it was going to be. While I had a good background in SEO and web development and coding, a lot that goes into actually monetizing a domain and actually getting the domain to return revenue, and that revenue to turn into profits, is actually harder than you would think. And actually, you probably think it's pretty hard, and it is really hard. And it really takes trial and error, and then from that trial and error, learning what things have I done that have really enabled the domains to make money, and what have I done that hasn't worked, and really putting all those concepts together. And I'm putting all those concepts together in my brand new book that I'm planning on releasing next year. It's not going to be an ebook, as I've said before. In fact, it is going to be a regular paper book. You know those ones that are made from paper that you open and you read like that? I think those exist, right? Those are still around. At any rate, that's what I'm going to be talking about in the book. These are the lessons I've learned, and it's been an incredible 2 years. I can't wait to do this same video, a video similar to this, a year from now and 2 years from now, and hopefully the time machine will still be working, and we'll get to see what I've learned over the next year. But what I can say is this: I love this industry. Yes, I made mistakes along the way, but I have not only made up for them, I have built a profitable business, and that business is Linton Investments. You can check it out. Brokerage has been incredible. I absolutely love it. Thanks to everyone who has instilled their trust in me to sell your domain names and to monetize your domain names. And of course, thank you everybody for reading and watching this blog. It's only going to get better. The television show is coming out next year. The book is coming out next year. Man, this is exciting stuff. Thanks for watching. For everyone out there in New York, stay warm. It is really warm here in LA, so if you get cold, you can just look at the LA weather report and you'll feel warm again. But have a great time at Traffic. Have a wonderful week, and we'll see you next time here on DomainVestors.tv.